Right, we're live. Hopefully we're live. Second time lucky. Let's get the YouTube copyright music going again. Okay guys, welcome back to Roberts & Co. Let's turn that down. Right, welcome back to Roberts & Co. Welcome back to London. Another live jewellery making session. The last jewellery making session, live jewellery making session of 2023, because it's New Year's Eve at the time we're filming this. As it's New Year's Eve. We're on the Guinness. Dry January starts tomorrow. Still wet December though, so cheers. It's the second time I've tried starting this live stream. I think it's because I was uploading another video which I've paused. Right. We're going to make T-bar pendants. The live's not playing ball, and I made a batch of these last night, so I'm just going to make 2 or 3, not a massive batch. Plus it's later than I'd hoped I'd start this. I'll give you a little close-up of what we're making and check that we're still live. Right, so on the left is a finished one. That's one of the ones we made last night, so we just need to saw up some rod. And we made the jump rings in a previous live stream. So we'll just cut, these are 2 centimetres long, cut some rod, add the jump rings, solder them together. Send them to Amazon. Sell them to customers, that's the plan. Right, so we need to cut. So this is some 3mm wire that I've straightened into rod. And we cut this. Let's make 3 of them. I was hoping to make more, but I was also hoping to start this earlier. I've got to get, I've got to figure out what to wear to the living room. That's if I go, I might not go. For the Roberts & Co, according to social media, Roberts & Co New Year's Eve party was on a yacht. Don't believe everything you see on social media. But yeah, if you look at our Instagram, I was on a yacht, wasn't it? It wasn't a very big yacht, but it was bigger than your yacht. I'm just marking these with the side cutters, but it is literally marking them. There's not a very deep cut. It shows me where I need to cut, but it also provides a little keyway to get the saw blade started and stops the saw blade skating across the surface. A lot of the time people will mark certainly flat sheet with dividers and scribers, but on wire it's quite helpful to do it with the side cutters. I mean, obviously you can't, it's not practical to do it on large pieces of sheet, what have you, but on wire it's quite a good way to both, as long as you could do it lightly with some very fine cutters, it's quite a good way to not only mark where you need to cut, but also to get the saw blade started. But if you go too deep, the notch is visible once you've sawed it, so don't go too deep. These are V cutters. The deeper you go, the wider the cut becomes. Clean the burrs off the end of these. I'll give you a close up. We can solder on the jumpers. Right, there's our 3 bars for the T-bars. So now we need to solder on our jump rings that we made. I've actually got a long form, we made these in a previous live stream, but I've also made I think it comes out on Thursday, Friday. I've got a long form video about jump ring making. It's finished. The blog post is live. The video's premieres on Friday, I reckon. About the way we used to make them and the way we make them now. It's fundamentally the same, it's just the tools got a bit fancier. I always put these on by eye. You could measure it, but there's just nothing quite as accurate as the human eye. I don't think. Like, you can see when it's a fraction of a mil out. It's not symmetrical, it stands out like a sore thumb. Right, so flux, I'm using Argo Tech mixed with MEFs for flux. It's quite a thick flux, but it helps protect silver from fire stain, which these actually, most of the stuff I've got, I'm at the stage of now doing this so long where it's not generally an issue. Like I can control the heat. I don't want to speak too soon, you know. With experience, you get to the point where you're not overheating things to the point of fire stain. But with these, I quite often am, because they quite often require redoing and moving. So these definitely need this thick flux. Just because sometimes there's just I'm heating them for a prolonged period of time. So without this flux, they do risk becoming fire stained if I was to use a thinner flux. And then they kind of end up looking like a Dalmatian dog. Black spots. You can remove them, but it's just another job. Because it doesn't become evident until the pieces are polished. So you polish it and you've got to work on it and polish it again. It needs refilling. As the gas diminishes in these handheld torches, the size of the power of the flame diminishes too. Just going to turn this around. The solder's all on one side. It's flowing towards the heat. The heat wasn't even. Right, next.
Right, next one, last one for this evening. Sounds like the fun's already begun outside. That was the police. The ambulance is next. Right, solder's on one side of that. I just need to flip it and use the heat to put it, manipulate the solder back through. The solder will flow to the once it's molten, it doesn't all. It's just attracted to the hottest part. So you can end up with a build-up on one side of these where I'm applying the heat primarily from one side. But not only on one side, it can
can build up in clumps on the top, or once the blocks heat up, if you're doing a big batch of these, it can start to accumulate at the bottom of them rather than flowing all the way, rather than flowing evenly. That is it. Right, let's pull out the first one. These will need probably about another 20 minutes in the pickle, because that pickle's cold. It's not cold pickle, it's pickle that's supposed to be heated up that I'm using cold, which you get away with if you leave the things in longer, because I'm working, if you're doing one-offs, you really need, I've said this in previous live streams, if you're doing one-offs like bespoke, you really do need a pickle pot, but it's just the fumes and makes everything go rusty. It's just creates an acidic environment. So yeah, if you're doing batches and you can leave the pieces in for 20 minutes, half an hour, it does work cold. It's just, if you're working on a one-off piece, you obviously can't wait 20-30 minutes between operations. Like if I was working on one of these at a time, it wouldn't be viable. So there we go. Oh, you know what I need to make, which I'm going to do? I need to make the bales, because I keep doing this, and then I end up with having to make a batch of bales. So where did I put that? We just soldered together. So there you can see that's a finished one. We need 3 of these bales to go with the pendants. Let me do that. I'll put them on a ring as well so I can fish them out easier. It's one of those jobs, I think I'll do that later. I need these done. These need to go to Amazon on Tuesday. Well, these and a whole load more. And they'll distribute them through Europe for us, and potentially North America. I need to set up the UAE account and Japan for now. We can't cope with Europe and America. So. It's not just the single countries either, that's just where their distribution is. I think Japan's where they distribute for Asia, and the UAE is where they obviously distribute for the Dubai and the Middle East, and I guess whatever country they're allowed to sell to. Right, so there we go. That's our 3 T-bars done, 3 bales. Now, it's New Year's Eve. So, enjoy the rest of your 2023. And I will see you for another live stream. So I'm going to tonight. Doesn't get too messy. In 2024. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next year.